Hello and welcome to Friday's second edition of Cracking the Cryptic. I did the crossword video earlier, and Fridays recently have been an absolute joy for me because I also get to attempt the latest rat run Sudoku from Marty Sears, and there's another one of these today. It's called Schrödinger's rat, and rather disconcertingly, there are notes to be taken under the grid. I've never seen this before. Oh, okay. So it's sort of. Oh, I see how Marty's done this. Yeah, but this is well, it's a fabulous excursion for Finkz into the realms of Schrödinger's numbers, and the idea will be the same as always. We have to get Finkz from this corner of the maze to the cupcake, obeying the constraints, and well, it's the most popular Sudoku series of all time. There is no doubt, with good reason. Marty is a genius setter. And I look forward to doing battle with Marty at least once a week in these puzzles. Now, I do have a little excuse to get in early today. I have about an hour to record this video before I have to go out. So if it does take me longer than an hour, I will have to resume after that. I don't know whether it will or not. It has got 4 stars out of 5 for difficulty on Logic Masters Germany, which might mean I'm pushing it. But anyway, I should get on, and then we can read the rules. I have got some things to tell you about today. I've told you about the crossword video. What else did I need to mention? Let's do the maths advent calendar. Now, this is something we talked about last year. Here it is. This is basically, it's aimed at grade 10 students and above. And it starts obviously on the 1st of December, goes through to the 24th of December. And thousands of participants do this every year from across the globe. And yeah, we talked about it last year. I think they therefore got some extra people to have a look at it, and do check it out. They've released this great PDF in the run-up to this year's competition, which features 20 of the most beautiful puzzles from the last, I think this is their 20th year, so from the last years of the advent calendar, and one of them is a Sudoku called a kudosu in this instance. So there's no excuse for anyone watching the channel not being able to solve this puzzle, but there are some really beautiful, if I just scroll down, I mean, because these are older puzzles, they all have the solutions in them, but several of them look really fascinating. At least I thought they did anyway. The nerd in me was quite anxious that I should participate in this, I have to say. Look at this one. This looks a bit Sudoku-y as well, doesn't it? Anyway, I'll put a link to this under the video, and yeah, do check it out, or get your kids to check it out. And thanks to Lucas Protz for sharing that with us. Other than that, what else to mention? Well, I should mention that Marty's puzzles, if you do enjoy them, you will find some of Marty's Fog of War puzzles in our latest Fog of War Sudoku app. It's our newest app. It's our most popular app ever. Do have a look at it. I'll try and remember to put a link on the screen. And on Sunday, if you're a patron of the channel, we have a brand new Sudoku Hunt incoming, which it's themed on swiping right. It's a Cracking the Cryptic dating app experience. But lots of Sudokus to do with a little twist this, for December. And we hope you'll enjoy that. It'll go live at 4 p.m. UK time on Sunday. Mark and I are going to be streaming next week. We're just trying to fix a date as well. So those of you who've been asking when we're going to be doing it, we will announce it soon. Now, let's do some other announcements. Birthday-wise, Faye, it's your 31st birthday today. And I know this because your partner Quill wrote to us, and the two of you have just celebrated your 2nd wedding anniversary, I think, at the end of October. And I know Quill is baking you a gluten-free chocolate cake with plenty of icing, hopefully a ratio of 1:1, of course, and raspberries. Yeah, so Faye, have a great birthday today. Many happy returns. Now we'll go over to Sheffield, a little bit north of where I am. Johnny, you've turned 28 today, and I know this because your friend Lucas wrote to us and said that you do sort of tell your friends about the existence of Cracking the Cryptic, for which I am very grateful. So thank you for spreading the word about these wonderful, wonderful puzzles. and I am led to believe that you are hopefully getting some vegan chocolate cake at the pub tonight. So hold Lucas to that, Johnny, and have a great birthday. And then the last announcement is not a birthday, but a 1-year anniversary over in France, I think, for Lou and Mark. And apparently, Mark, we're the only YouTube channel that you watch. That's fantastic. Well, thank you for breaking a habit in our favour. I've got a note here that your favourite colours are blue and yellow. Presumably one of your... So I don't know which of Lou and Mark is blue and which is yellow, but yeah. Oh, well, actually... This puzzle's quite bluey and yellowy, isn't it? Well, we've got some note. Well, the cupcake's definitely yellow, and that border left definitely looks blue, so there's something serendipitous about that. But Lou and Mark, congratulations on your 1-year anniversary. And they are all the announcements. So, without further ado, let's have a look at Rat Run 16, Schrödinger's Rat by Marty Sears. Now, I have remembered this time to get the preamble, which we must look at. Experiment 16, Turquoise, 27th of November 1974. The Schrödinger cells in today's maze are a first for our experiments. Cells containing 2 digits rather than 1, which will force Finkz to confront choices that are less straightforward and more multifaceted. The aim is to probe whether her decision-making can adapt to this added layer of complexity and uncertainty, I suppose. No. I wondered whether there was a way, if we were code breaking. Well, that's what we do, isn't it? Sort of. Anyway, that's the preamble, and these are the rules. It starts off with Schrödinger cells. It says, fill each row, column, and box with the digits 0 to 9 once each. To make this possible, each row, column and box contains one Schrödinger cell, which contains 2 digits. The value of a Schrödinger cell is equal to the sum of its 2 digits. Right, so if that central cell was a Schrödinger cell, and we filled it with 5 and 6, it would have the value of 11, and there couldn't be another Schrödinger cell in that row, that column, or that box, is I think what we're being told there. The aim of the experiment, well, we know what the aim is. Finkz the rat must reach the cupcake by finding a path through the maze. The path must not visit any cell more than once, cross itself, or pass through any thick maze walls. As well as moving orthogonally, which means that in that direction, or sort of to cross an edge like that, Finkz may move diagonally like that, if there's a 2x2 space in which to do so, but may never pass diagonally through a round wall spot on the corner of a cell. So this would not be a valid movement, because you can see there we go through that rounded wall spot, and we can't go through walls either. But we could do this, for example. That would be totally fine, but then we can't cross ourselves, can we? I'm pretty sure we can't. No, we can't cross ourselves, so that would be illegal. Black currants today. 2 values separated by a black currant have a 1:2 ratio, so that means one of the digits will be double the other. So if this was 2, this would have, if this was 2, this would have to be 4, because 4 is double 2, or 1, because 2 is double 1. Maverick's about to fly over on a very cold day. Enjoy that flying, Maverick. One-way doors. Finkz may only pass directly through a purple arrow in the direction it is pointing. Right, so if we're going to go through this arrow, we have to go in that direction, is what that means. A purple arrow always points to the smaller of the 2 values it sits between. So they operate a bit like greater than or equal signs. So if we go through there, that digit, or is it either way, whether we go through here or not? Yeah, I think it's either way. So if we go through here, whether we go through here or not, this digit will always be higher than this digit, because it sort of works like a greater than or less than sign. And the test constraint in this experiment, dotted box borders, so that's basically the borders of the 3x3 box. It can be hard to see them in this puzzle. because we get all the sort of grid furniture going on. But if I just highlight some of the 3x3 boxes, I mean, they're very clear, really. Hopefully they're clear. So let's just delete that and we'll carry on reading. Dotted box borders divide the correct path into segments that each contain at least 2 cells. I'm just looking to see where it could have possibly have been the case that we could have had a 1-cell segment, but I can't see one immediately. The values of 2 adjacent cells within the same segment always have the same difference. And this difference is unique for every segment. E.g., if a segment has a sequence of values 1, 3, 5, 7, then its same difference is 2, and so no other segment may have a same difference of 2. Yeah, okay. So if we had 2, 5, 8 on a segment, that would have a difference of 3, and then we couldn't have another segment with a difference of 3. I think that makes sense, doesn't it? Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play and make some notes. Why do I need notes? Do the Schrödinger cells have to be unique or something? Let me just check the rules on that. No, I don't think so. Okay, I don't know. Anyway, let's get cracking. So, unusually for a Marty Sears puzzle, I can see how Finkz moves at the start of the maze. She has to go there at least. So she visits every single cell, one of which is a Schrödinger cell, in box 7. And therefore, I want to say that the difference must be 1 on this line. How could it not be 1? If it was 2, we could go 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, but you can't go, once I go to 11, I can't go back down to 9 again. I can't go to 13 because I can only get 1 Schrödinger cell. And any difference bigger than 2 is even more ludicrous. So it must be a difference of 1. And therefore, well, therefore, does it have to be, it does have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I suppose it could be backwards. Ah. Or, yes, okay, and the 0 makes no difference. If the 0... Yeah, okay. Actually, it's quite hard to articulate this. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in some direction or other, but I'm not... But if it was... Yeah, it can't be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, because then what are you doing with the 9 in the box? There is a 9 in this box. Yeah, so 0 is not a start or an end of the sequence, because then 9 couldn't be on the sequence. So the difference that 0 is making to the cell that we put the 0 into is a difference. It is making no difference to the value. So the only way of achieving a sequence is therefore 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, with the 0 being sort of congregated with one of the digits, but it doesn't matter which digit it is. It'll just make a difference of 0. But that means that we can write the 5 into this box, because the other thing I don't know is whether the sequence goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They all have a difference of 1, or it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But that is always 5. Oh, well, it would be if I could write it in. And these are always 4 and 6. And these are always 3 and 7. And these are always 2 and 8. And these are always 1 or 9. And that's true, except one of these, including that one, might be a Schrödinger cell. So 5. Right, no, okay. So then how do we move through this box? There is no way you can have you can have 7 cells in a sequence if you can't use 1 as the difference. Oh, is this what I meant to use this for? Ah, that's probably what I meant to use this for. Keeping track of what differences I've used. So let's actually do that. Let's put 1 here. I've used a difference of 1 in this box. So the difference in this box, if Finkz turns right, she has to do that, which is 7 cells in a sequence where the difference is not 1. So let's use 2, because that must be the next most efficient. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Although you can't... actually, that's interesting. How would... that doesn't work. How would you make 11 in 2 numbers if you've already used 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9? You haven't got any odd numbers left. And 11 is odd, so I need an odd number. That doesn't work. That doesn't work at all. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So there's a difference of... I can have 5 cells. Ah, but I've got 0. Oh, I've got 0. Right. Okay. So 0, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 is 6 cells. I can't do 7 cells. I can actually do 6 cells, I think. But I can't do 7. Right, so that means we go up. We go up there, up here, up here, up here. And then where do we go? Well, we don't go out of this exit. Because to go out of this exit would be, again, to take 7 cells in box 1. I can't do that. So I go out of that exit, go up, up, down. Ooh, I definitely don't go this way. That would be 8 cells. So I must go that way, and that, okay. And that is a 6-cell sequence. I just want to think about this again. I don't think a 6-cell sequence can be done any other way but 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And that would work because I can make 10 with 2 digits that are both odd. I don't have the same problem as I did with 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. And if I have a bigger difference than 2, 0, 3, 6, 0, 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah, there's no way. Right, so I think this box is differences of 2. And I'm not so sure that this box isn't going to be differences of 3. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I can close that and get out in time. I mean, how else could you do it? I'm not sure, but I am sure that this, because it's 6 cells, this must be 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So these are 0 and 10. There's definitely a 0 in them. These are 2 and 8. And they are natural because the Schrödinger is going to be there, isn't it? It's going to be in one of those squares. These are 4 and 6. And if the Schrödinger is here, none of these squares can be Schrödingered. None of these cells can be Schrödingered. But I don't know. I can't use Star Battle Logic. I've been doing a lot of the Queens puzzles. Have you ever looked at Queens on LinkedIn? set by a friend of mine, Thomas Snyder. Apparently it's got 100,000 people doing queens every day. The sort of 1-star star battle puzzles, and this pattern comes up a lot. I thought I might do one for the channel actually at some point, just to promote it for him. Mind you, he probably doesn't need much if he's got 100,000 people doing it. Right, so what does this mean? So if... Well, that's a 2. We should put that in, shouldn't we? I've used 2. So this one, which is at least a 5-cell segment, has a difference of at least 3. Now, if we had a difference of 4, how could you possibly make a 5-cell? You can't make a 5-cell segment. 0, 4, 8. And then you could do 12. But then what's the next digit? You've used your Schrödinger cell. You can't go back down to 8 again. You'll repeat the 8 in the bottom. You can't do it. Right. This one is a 5-cell segment, and the only way you can construct a 5-cell segment if you can't use 1 or 2 is, you've guessed it, with 3. And this is... Well, 0 is now in one of those squares then. So 0... 0, 3, 6, 9, 12. So this is a 0, 12 combination. That's so ludicrous. This is a... Oh! That's going to be a 6. Right, I see. This is 3, 9. That's 6 on a blackcurrant. So that must be 3. One of these is Schrödingered. This is 9. This is 6. Oh, this is lovely. Look, we're getting something here. So this one, Finkz it's a difference of 2. We must start with 0, which is not the Schrödinger. So this is the Schrödinger, not 0. This is not... Oh, I see, and we could have got that. This is not Schrödingered. But we could see that as well, because look, the sequences are ascending through here. So that should be 0. This is a 12. It's a 12. What a ludicrous concept. This is a 12 that doesn't use 3, 9 to make its 12. So it's either using 4, 8 or 5, 7. And it's not using 5, 7 because there's a 5 looking at it. So it's 4, 8. This is a 2 by Sudoku. That's an 8 by Sudoku. And this is a 10 made up with no even digits. So it's either 1, 9 or 3, 7. There's a Schrödinger up there by Sudoku on Schrödingers. All of these are there. Look, we can basically green an awful lot of the grid. Now, I was worried about that, but it's okay. My 5 isn't Schrödingered. So I've put that in and it's fine. It doesn't need to be made into little numbers. Now, what would be nice? It would be lovely to know... Oh, we do now. I see. Yeah. This is something I always have problems with in Schrödinger puzzles. When I put the small numbers in, the 4 and the 8 here, we have to remember that 4, I can use that for Sudoku. It's not like that dreadful puzzle I had to do the other day when I wasn't allowed to do Sudoku at all. I might moan about doing Sudoku sometimes, but actually it's useful here. There's a 4 in that cell, so that is not a 4. That must be 6, and that's telling us how we move through here, isn't it? It's got to be ascending. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But one of these has a 0 with it. That cell feels like it can't be very many things. That can be 1, I think. I'm not sure that can be anything else. Maybe I should do that in a more structured way. 1, 2, 1, 2, 5, 7. Yes, I mean that's right. If I just look at those digits, in fact it might be politic to do this. Let's just pencil mark these. I've got 4 digits left to place into these 4 cells because I've used my Schrödinger cell. 5, 7 and 2 are looking at this square, so it is a naked single one. That's a 2. It sees 5 and 7 in its column. And then the, whatever it's called, the one-way door, tells us the order of these. So this is 7, this is 5. We're actually doing okay. I shouldn't have said that, should I? What are these? 3... No, 3... Oh, 0. 0. I was thinking I haven't got any digits left. 0, 3 and 9. This black dot? But we might have a Schrödinger, mightn't we? Oh, can we work out what's going on that sequence? What digits have we not used in the column? There could be a Schrödinger down here, couldn't there? I'm not sure. Oh no, hang on. There's the 0. It's the 0 in this box that's Schrödingered. So the 0's in one of those. So there's 4 digits to go in there, which are 4, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7 and 8, which add up to 24. And they must have, yeah, so the way we step through this box, I feel like the average of those digits must be, yeah, that must be right. Because you've sort of got a gap of 1 and then a gap of... Yeah, it works a bit like a zipper line, is how I'm sort of seeing that. I think that must be 24 divided by 3, which is 8. Yeah, so we've got a difference of 4 going on in this box, haven't we? I mean, maybe I could do that in a less opaque way. We've got to, one of these is Schrödinger's. We can't use 1, 2 or 3 as the difference. The minimum difference is 4. If we did use a difference of 4, you can actually see that that also works. It must be 4, 8 and then a Schrödinger 5, 7, which would give us 12. And the middle digit is a natural 8, therefore, which was what I was saying before, sort of mathematically, but as another way of seeing it there. So this is natural. One of these is Schrödingered. These are all natural, and this is a natural blackcurrant, the best kind. And we've got 1, 2 and 6 to put into these squares. So 1 and 2 must be together on the black dot. This is a 6. And we've used 4. So now, oh, I see. So I've gone 1, 4, 3, 2. So everything else is a very big difference, actually. Now, do we... I'm not sure what to do now, actually. There's an absolute multitude of blackcurrants in box 3. What are the... Maybe let's do these digits. These digits are all the odd digits, aren't they? Because we've used all the even digits. So these are 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. That's not 1 or 9. That's not 3 or 7. That's not 5. Oh, this one. Oh, I see. Look, there's an inequality, so we can't have 9 on the top of this. This has got to be greater than this, so this can't be 1. And this can't be 3, actually, because if it was 3, that would be 1, and then there'd be no way of filling the Schrödinger here, because we have to make sure this cell has a value of 10. So that is not 3. So now there's a virtual 7-9 pair between these two squares. I know it doesn't look like it, but there is. Imagine this was 3, 7, then this would be 9. And if this was 1, 9, this would be 7. So this definitely can't be 7. This might not be how to do this. Now this is not doing anything. This black dot. Ah, okay. Oh, yes. Oh, here we go. Sorry, this is easy. Well, it is if you stop to think about it. Right, look at this black dot. It's natural. And it's not 3, 6, and it doesn't involve a 4 or an 8. So it must be 1 and 2, and therefore that's a 5. 5, that's a 3. So this is not 3, 7. This is 1, 9, and that is 7. And now we know these digits. We just have to scan and work out what they are. 3, 4, and 6. Well, that's good. That is good, because that means this must be 3, 6 on this black current. That must be 4. This digit is 9, I'm going to claim. But we haven't had the Schrödinger, which might include a 0. What have we got here then? 0, 5, 7, 8. 0, 5, 7, 8. And then what? That is weird, actually, because I've got to get to the cupcake, and I'm not allowed to use any of these differences. So I've got a difference of at least 5. No. How do I do that? Actually, that's interesting. I think it is totally legitimate now for me to allege that the cupcake is a Schrödinger cell. If the difference, well, the difference is 5 or more. So if we think about it, if we start with 0 and jump 5, then the next digit, if we ascend again, is 10. And that's a Schrödinger cell. And if we do some weirdities, like you could do things like, I don't know if this would work here, but it almost does work, but it doesn't quite. But something like 616 would be a possibility, where one of the 6's was made up of a Schrödinger cell. That could work, but that still requires a Schrödinger cell. So I think this is a Schrödinger cell. That's what I'm going to claim. I think these are not Schrödinger cells. And we're coming from there or there to there without using these differences. So we're starting on a 3 or a 6. Well, we can't go back to okay. Here's the way to think about this. We're not going back to the earlier number. So you could do that. You could go 616. We're not doing that because there's no way to make this add up to 6, and there's certainly no way to make it add up to 3. So we have got what we've got in is an ascending sequence. We're not going down through. We're not going from here down through the 1 and the 2 and back up to our original value. So we are going through the 9. And we can't be going 6, 9, because that's a difference of 3 we've already had. So we're going 3, 9, 15 is what we're doing. And the difference in this box is 6. It's absolutely mad. So that is a 15. And these are not 7 and 8. And this eliminates all of these. And this is a natural black current, which is now a 3 then, because it's opposite a 3 or a 6 on a black current. And it can't be a 6 by Sudoku. So it goes 3, 6, 3. And okay, and now we're starting to see what's going on, because we're going to go there and there. which is only surprising in the sense that Marty normally takes us on a journey. And indeed, you know, that there is grid furniture suggesting that Marty's trying to force Finkz through this box that way or something. But I don't think that's going to be possible here. And the reason I say that is that the differences have got too extreme. Every single segment we have from now on is at least a 5. Oh, well, and once 5's gone, which is probably going to go in this segment to get there, we're going to be 7s, 8s, 9s. And, well, even with a Schrödinger cell, actually, maybe you could do it. Sorry, my gut reaction was that's impossible, but it's not quite impossible with a Schrödinger cell. Well, anyway, I don't know. I don't think it will be. I think we're going to be going... Actually, no, it's Marty. We're not going to be doing that, are we? We are going to be going on an excursion. If it's possible to go on an excursion, Marty will take us on an excursion. I just don't... It can't be... If these don't join up, we've got an absolutely ludicrous number of segments to come. We've got 1, 2, 3. We've got at least 5. No, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 6 segments to come. And that's not including this one, which I've already got in. That's impossible. You can't do that. Yeah, you can't do that. So let's just work this out now. So we've got this here, which is 3, 9, 15, which means this is not a 3. We've got... This is natural, that doesn't involve a 2, or a 3 or a 6. This cell can't be 3 or 6. So I want to say this has to be 4, 8. Is that true? Oh, if it was 4, 8, we'd know the order as well. That would be good. I don't think, if it's natural, which it seems to be, it can't be 1, 2, it can't be 2, 4, it can't be 3, 6, so it is 4, 8. Okay. That's 8, that's 4, sorry. And has probably been available for a while. And what is this? Oh, this was 4. One of these sides is 4, and one of them is Schrödinger at 5, 7. But now that's an 8. Okay, so how do we close this down then? How do we get from here to here? We're going to need a Schrödinger cell, I think. Let me think about this. My brain is not playing ball here. I can't use any of these differences. But the difference... Yeah, one of these is double the other. That's a different thing from a difference. let's bear that in mind. So, what we can say is this can't be anything natural, because it would be 1, 2 or 2, 4, and the difference between those is tiny. We've already had it. So one of these is Schrödingered, and we're going to have to go down from the 8, aren't we? Does that mean that has to have a value of 8? It does, doesn't it? Yeah. Because we can't go... Actually, no, we could go up. But we can't go up twice. Oh, this is weird. So is this an 8? If it's an 8... Oh, no, it can't be an... Oh, hang on. My mind's blown. What's going on? I'm totally confused. Okay. Here is the chain of logic that my brain went through. My brain said, now what's wrong with this? My brain said that I can't go... Well, I can't have a difference of anything normal here. So the difference is a 5, 7, or something bigger than that. Now, that means that if this is higher, this is Schrödinger, isn't it? And then it has to go back down to 8 again, and that can't work. So you can't have 2 Schrödingers in a row. So that's impossible. That's just absolutely impossible. So what we're doing here is we're going down. This is going downwards. So it's going to be a 3, for example. Oh, no, it's not 3. It's going to be a 1, I think. So we go 8, 1 with a difference of 7. We haven't had that. And then we bounce back up to 8 again. But you may say, that's broken. But if I Schrödinger, it's not broken, except it is broken. Because if this was a Schrödinger cell that had to have a value of 8, it couldn't be 2, 6, 3, 5 or 1, 7. It wouldn't work. This is bizarre, so I don't think we do go through here. I'm really astonished by that. I am really astonished by that. So... okay, we've had a difference of 4, so we don't go down. I can't connect. This cannot go that way. So it goes down there. And then it must go... We can't loop round in box 5, so it must go there. And this comes out through here. And we can't have a 4-cell segment anymore. There's just no way. The maximum segment length is 3, and you can only do 3 now by using a Schrödinger, because you could do, like, I don't know, 0, 5, 10, for example. That would work, but we need the Schrödinger. So we've got to go diagonally through the box, and straight down there is what we have to do. And one of these is Schrödingered, definitely. Oh, and is this going to play back into my logic again? Yeah, we can't go up to this square, because if we go up with a difference of at least 5, this is at least a 13, so it's Schrödingered, and then we have to go down again to 8, and there's going to be an 8 clash. So this is a low digit. This is a low digit, and then this has to have a value of 8. This is absolutely mad. It's complete. Right, so that's now not Schrödingered. That's Schrödingered. That is a... well, this is a 4. That is a 5-7 pair. That's a 4 by Sudoku. I don't know whether it's... no, it's not Schrödinger, because we've already had a Schrödinger in the row. So that's forced. Look, we can do all of this. Lots of absolute greenage going into the grid. This has a value of 8. Now, can we do that this time? Maybe. It's not 2, 6, so it's either 3, 5 or 1, 7. It's got odd digits in it. And this black dot is natural. It's not 3, 6. It doesn't involve a 4, so it's 1, 2. And that's not 1, 7, therefore. So this is 3, 5. That's not 3. This is 3 in this little congregation of digits. This is a low digit, a real number that has to be... well, it's not 5 now, interestingly, because 5 would require this to be a 3, which it can't be. 7. No, 7 doesn't work. It's got to be 8, otherwise I've made a mistake, because it can't be a negative number. It's got to be a 0. The difference has to be 8. And it can be a 0 at the moment, so it probably is a 0 in the middle of the grid. Only Marty Sears. It's a big joke. Not a big joke. I mean, these are the sorts of big jokes I'm famous for at dinner parties. It's a big joke. How we laughed. That variant Sudoku, the middle digit is very often a 5, and it's quite typical of Marty to make it a 0, just as far away from the normal as possible. So, right, now we've had a difference of 8. Actually, this is useful, this note thing. And, right, so what are these? Where's 7 in this box? It's there. I haven't put 9 in it, or 6. So these are 6 and 9. And this column needs 3, 5, 6, possibly. That would be a naked single, then. These would be 3 and 6. This is all normal down here. So, look, there's a Schrödinger. How do I get the Schrödinger here? It's the one that's got the 0 with it, hasn't it? But we just don't know. We're just going to have to get it from getting the Schrödingers over here. Maybe that's how we have to do it. Okay. How does Finkz get out of box 8? There is no way that we're on a 5-cell sequence. No way. We've got to go like that. And I think that, therefore, is not Schrödingered, because I absolutely do refuse to believe that you can create a 3-cell segment anymore with differences of at least 5. Let's just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've had 6 cells so far, and I've got 6 differences. That's good. 6 3x3s. One of these is Schrödingered. But do we necessarily need a Schrödinger on a 2-cell sequence? I'm going to say no. Because you could have, if we had a difference of 5, and this was sort of a 1-6 pair, that would work, wouldn't it? What's wrong with that? He says, trying to work. Oh, no. No, no, no. Oh, hang on. I've got to deal with this. This is okay. Right, this is the difference of 5. I had not seen this at all. Look, we've come into box 6 here with natural digits and a 2-cell segment. Well, the only thing, if this is a 4, I can't use a difference of 7. This is going to be an 11. That has to be 5. Oh no, hang on, what am I talking about? I'm talking about a difference of 5, so it's got to be a 9. So that's a 9, that's a 0. Yeah, that's well, I'm not sure it's right. But now I've got 5 here. So now... Oh no, I've got another... I've got another one here, Marty. What? Okay, well this can still work. Because I think I've still got 7 available. I can't have a 9 different. No, you can't have a 9 difference on 2 natural digit. Oh, you can in this puzzle. 0 and 9. Because 0's available. Hadn't thought of that. But even so... Oh, that's interesting, actually. Yeah, what's the difference between these 2 digits if we haven't got any of these numbers? The lowest number we've got available is 7. So 6 is not involved. So it must involve 9. And this must be... Well, it can't be a difference of 8 because we've had it. So it must be a difference of 7, which does those. That's now a 6 by Sudoku. Somehow this 1-2 pair doesn't seem to be resolved. How am I doing for time? Not great. Well, not great, but not that bad either. So we've just had a difference of 7. So now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I should have put these in order. I'm going to put them in order. I've had 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I've got everything else is a difference of 9. But this can't be 0 or 9. That's interesting. That's the only way. If this is a green digit, in order to have a difference of 9, I could only have it now in a 2-cell segment if the digits were 0 and 9, and that is now impossible. Marty, this is ridiculous. So that has got to be... This is Schrödingered then. I don't even know really what that means. Probably what it means is we've got to... Well, I don't know actually. I'm not sure what the best way to do this is. Whether it's to do this, or to think about these squares, or to think about this sequence. Maybe that sequence is worth thinking about. I'm unsure. Let's look at the bottom of this row, because we should be able to hone in on the possible difference between those two values. 1, 4, 0 as well. 0, 1, 4, 8. Well, we can't put 0 on a black dot. Oh. So that means 0 is in here. But what's going on? 0 is of no use to man nor beast. Oh, it's supposed to have 0 as the middle digit. This is so stupid. Okay, that's not 8. Hang on, this is either 2 or 8. I think it's not 8. Hang on, so this is 2. And that's... Oh, we don't know what that is. No. Okay. Marty, what have you done now? Okay, this is 7 and 9. I wonder in Marty's life how often he's heard those words. Marty, what have you done now? Okay, so 0, 1, 4, 8 into these squares, and somehow or other this has to work. So I'm going to claim, right, I can see how this possibly could work. Yes, I can see how this could work. I can. If I put the 0 in the middle, and then this is a 9, I'd go 9, 0, and then this could be a Schrödinger 1, 8. And it would add up to 9, and I would have a difference of 9 along the line. And I refuse to believe there is any other way of making that work, because it's so absolutely ludicrous. So this is Schrödingered. It is 1 and 8, and this is therefore 4, and this is 7. So this row must be where we look now. Well, also look, that therefore is not the zeroed digit in box 7. I was going to call it box 1 because it's the first box we looked at, but that's green. So this is green. And we just have to think about this now. Oh, the 0. I know where the 0 goes. So this is Schrödingered. Actually, after all this, that is a 0-8 pair. That's Schrödingered. Let's purplify it. That's not Schrödingered. So this is Schrödingered. I'm not that surprised, actually, because that could be on the path. And have we... I think we have found all our Schrödingers, which is something of a relief. And we've just found a difference of 9. So we've now got... Everything else is a ludicrous difference. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But I've still got 2 segments to go. Yeah, so I can do that. Yes, because I could have like a 0. I could have a 0 in one cell and an 8-9 Schrödinger in the other, which would be a difference of 17. So it's fine, providing the segments are short, to have to have 2. If you've got 2, you can have big differences, is what I mean. If the segments are only 2 cells, that's fine. So what do we do now? We probably pencil mark these squares, is what I'm thinking. 1, 9, 0. So that's not 9. Well, it's not. Okay, that's a 1 then, isn't it? On a black dot. You can't put 0 on a black dot, so that must be a 2. Which does seem to work from a sort of Sudoku perspective. Okay, so what's this black dot then? It's... Oh, hang on, it's got a Schrödinger on it. Okay, all we've got to do is work out what the options are. They are 3, 6, 7, 8. So it's got, oh, hang on, it's got a 7 on it. There's no way to avoid a 7 in the row from being on this. Now, 7 is a weird digit. So it's going to, right, so it's a 6, 8 with a 7. Because double 7 is 14, is what it is. I'm just going to check there's nothing else that I think is possible here. Yeah, 7 and 8 are on it. They're in different sides of it. If 8's doubled, you need 16, which we can't get to without the 9. Yeah. So this is going to be a 7. This is going to be 6, 8. This is therefore 3. This is 6. And the difference is what then? Well, that's a good question. We can't, okay, so we can't go through there because that's a difference of 7. If this was a 9, there's nowhere we could go. Because the difference to the Schrödinger cell is only 5 then. We've had that difference, right. So that's a 0, that's a 9. This goes directly to the 14. So we've now had a 14 difference. And now we can tidy up Sudoku. So we go 0 here, 5 here. And these squares should now be gettable. 1, 3, 5. So 3, a 3 is not in the corner. Oh no, hang on, where's my 1? Oh, this is wrong. I have it's not very surprising. It's not very surprising. But when I said 0, 1, 9 here, I have a 1 in there already. Sorry. So what is the digit I need here? 0, 9, 4. That's gonna, okay. Well, that's a 4 then. So I think some of the earlier logic might still work, although we have to be careful. Yeah, we do. Oh no, that 8 has appeared up here, so that is a 2 now. Does that change what we're going to put on this? I can't remember, I'm not sure. 0 is here by Sudoku in column 9. Yeah, and I haven't put 1 and 5 into column 9. So let's put that in and see if that helps us. How am I doing for time? Very badly. I really need to, I don't want to leave it though because I'll forget everything I've done. And I don't think we're miles away from finishing it. Right, so what are these again? Are these still 3, 6, 7 and 8 again? I think so. So I think we're in the same position. I think we've still got to put 7 here. This still has to be a 6, 8 pair. That still has to be 3. That still has to be 6. And the digits we need at the bottom of the grid are 1, 5 and 3. And the 3. Okay, so it's still very similar. It just hasn't really worked out for me, has it? The good guys haven't won. How do I resolve all this? Okay, is it this still caused to be? That's still caused to be a 0 going to that square because every other natural difference has been used, and that's going to help because now that's a 0, that's a 5. Okay, so now all we've got to do is work out what these digits are, which are 1, 2 and 6 to place in the column, and something else, 8. 1, 2, 6, 8, but we've got a Schrödinger, don't forget, and that's not 8. And that's not 6. Oh, goodness me. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Hang on, what's going on now? Well, the maximum size I could make that is 8. Oh, I see. It is 8. Oh, goodness me. It's a 0 difference. Oh, he's done this to me before. He's done this to me before. I forget that there's possibly a 0 difference in these same difference puzzles. He has done this to me before. Absolutely he has. I know he has. Oh, good grief. Have I overlooked that possibility before? Yeah, I haven't. I've never had a two-cell segment. A zero difference could only exist on a two-cell segment. Yeah, it could only exist on a two-cell segment, and we haven't had many of those. Yeah, that hasn't even entered my head. Marty Sears, you are... This is a 14 difference, and then this is a 0 difference. Look, so the only way to make this work, given the possible values of this, it's a very natural difference between these two. It's a small difference because I can't make the Schrödinger cell add up to enough. So it has to be a 0 difference, and the only way of making that work, given the options, is to make this 8 and to make that a 2-6 pair. And if that doesn't work, I'll be astonished, because that's classic Marty. It's total genius. Total genius. Yeah, so 1 has to be here now. So 1 and 2. And 1 and 7. And 9. I don't know if that could be the correct solution. I've got no idea. It felt right. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah. Okay, experiment completed successfully. 27th of 11th, 1974. Cells visited 40. Blackcurrants eaten 1. Finkz performed remarkably and seemed to not even notice the added challenge. I did notice it, although she was occasionally distracted by the Schrödinger cells themselves. She paused for over a minute to inspect the double-digit cupcake, seemingly intrigued by the notion of 2 digits coming together in one cell to create a single value, before tentatively nibbling the buttercream. Marty Sears, I don't know what to say. You're a total genius. And you got me again. Thank you for that. I loved it. I loved it. Let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.